And we are live. Welcome to the process. It is Thursday, October 27th. I am Josh Engleman. We got an easy one today. 4-game NBA slate. We'll be able to zip through this one relatively quickly. I'm excited for it. I hope you guys are as well. If you haven't done it already and you are here, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman. It's easy enough. It's where you'll get the updates to my sim results as we get closer to lock. Those sim results would have told you to play Kelly Olynyk yesterday. He was popular. That didn't work out all that well, which is very, very annoying. Not as annoying, though, as checking out your results and seeing that you sorted out the winning lineup on FanDuel yesterday by 50 spots. I crunched 2,000 lineups. I took my top 150. Number 200 was the winner on FanDuel. Would have been that one by 10 points. It's frustrating to see. Happy that I generated what could have been a winner. Means that I had a 1 in 2,000 chance. Or no, 150 in 2,000 chance. Couldn't get there though. Just really, really annoying. Would have hung 430 on FanDuel, which would have been like a 10.5 point win. Just missed out. But that's fine. Glad to see everybody here. Good morning to everybody in chat. Tons of people here. Tons of coffee cups already. It's good to see it. We'll zip through this one. Pretty easy slate, except for we're running back Clippers OKC. That should be a real treat. At least we know no Kawhi in that one. I believe he's already back in LA getting more testing done. Not too much else to talk about for yesterday. It was pretty normal, I guess. Like, Giannis obviously went crazy against Brooklyn. I wish I would have had a little bit more Jokic like I did in the morning. I was still at a pretty decent stand on him, but he looked fantastic. That Cleveland-Orlando game was ugly. That Milwaukee-Brooklyn game was ugly, unless we want to talk more about how Brooklyn's just bad defensively. Crispy, what's good? Izzy, what's good? Philly 1-4 now. The Lakers 0-4. Dame got hurt. Kelly Olynyk though, where were you, man? Where were you? Kelly Olynyk 29 minutes, 1 of 8 from the field, 0 for 2 from 3. Like that's frustrating. I had a thought process as to why Kelly Olynyk had a lighter day yesterday. And tell me if this hypothesis makes sense. No Alperen Şengün, no Bruno Fernando. They didn't really have a center. So the whole point of Kelly Olynyk is that he's a really interesting matchup as a big because he doesn't play like a big, stretches the floor, does that sort of stuff. When you don't have the matchup of him stretching out a big, you just get him getting guarded by like a really athletic person, whether that was, I don't even know, Kenyon Martin, Jabari Smith, Jayshawn Tate, whoever was actually taking that Kelly Olynyk assignment is just athletic enough to stay in front of him so you don't get the same space. That was my thought process when I thought about it, but I don't know. Well, folks, let's just get into it here because honestly, I just want to drink my coffee. I slept great. It's really weird. I remember being tired, getting ready to fall asleep, and then like clockwork, bang, all of a sudden, it was just the morning. My wrist vibrated, and I was like, that seems odd that I'm getting a notification. Wasn't the notification. It was the alarm clock. It was just clean through 7+ hours. Didn't even have to worry about it. Like it was nothing. So it's always good to get a good night's sleep. Yesterday was a tough gym day. Lower body, a lot of squats. But I got a good night's sleep last night. I'll be dragging tomorrow, I think. But as long as we get up, we hit an 11-game process. I'll head to the gym. We'll get it all started again. Let's do this now. Coffee acquired. I hope you guys got a... See how much I need that coffee? I can't even talk right now. If you got a coffee, that would be great. If you got a tea or a water or a beer, all those things would be fine. Don't do the liquor. That feels like it's going to slow the day down. A joint as well. If I had a joint right now, oh my God, I would go back to sleep in 5 seconds. It would be nice, but you guys wouldn't get a process show. Speaking of shows, I am not on Strategy Show this morning. I am on the Deeper Dive. Just wanted to let everybody know that. Contenders will be out this morning, though. Anyway, coffee, tea, water, beer. You guys know that part. Today feels like a food day. Maybe not a crunch wrap. Sausage McMuffin with cheese. You guys should probably do that. Somebody should go get one of those for yourselves. Chick-fil-A sandwich would be great. That sounds really appealing. I wish I wasn't going to the dentist this morning. I would love to get one of those things, but I feel weird picking up a breakfast sandwich on my way to the dentist. Somebody's going to be cramming themselves in my mouth. That's not the way that I want that to happen. Anyway, coffee. Hope you got your cheersing vessel of choice ready. Boom, right there. Rise and grind. That's a pretty good point. I like that a lot. Rise and grind, everybody. Let's get it done. Let's win some money. Clink. Let's do it. It's glorious. You know, it's absolutely glorious. Anyway, we got to talk BetMGM. You guys see the banners on the screen. Bam, right there. Bam, right there. BetMGM is the sponsor of the process. If you have not signed up at BetMGM, if you live in a legal betting state and you haven't signed up, there's a link in the description of this video. You should sign up. Head on over to BetMGM. Just make a small deposit. Nothing crazy. I'm not even going to tell you what it is. As long as you can just put in $10 so that you can bet on an NBA money line tonight. You put $10 on an NBA money line, you'll get $200 in free bets. Someone's going to make a 3 in this game. That's not a requirement. That's just going to happen. So you're going to get $200 in free bets. No-brainer way to start out a bankroll at a sports book. We have Odds Shopper and plenty of other sports betting content on our Odds Shopper channel, in our premium betting Discord, all over the place. Stokastic.com's got it all. That'll help you out on that BetMGM journey, but take advantage of the offer. Get the $200. All righty. Let's do this and this. I think we're good. Man, I'm really frustrated that I sorted out the winner yesterday by 50 spots. That's a heartbreaker. Quite the heartbreaker. All righty. Let's get into it right out of the gate. Dallas Mavericks, 1.5 point favorites in Brooklyn, 227 total. Brooklyn Nets on the back-to-back. Dallas, don't know the status yet on Tim Hardaway Jr. He is questionable for today. He did miss the previous game. We already know no Bertans, obviously, and no Frank Ntilikina. I think that I have to just assume Tim Hardaway is going to play. He played, 25 minutes in both of the first 2 games. I'm going to assume that he does that again. I'm going to take Facundo Campazzo's minutes away, Jaden Hardy's minutes away. We're basically where we want to be. Dinwiddie played bigger minutes with Hardaway out. I'm guessing that changes. So I'm going to take him back down to 29, leave Luka in for his 35. Josh Green's minutes can certainly come down because he's basically at like 15 now. I probably can work Campazzo back in if I make these adjustments the right way. We'll take Josh Green back down to 15. I got Reggie Bullock in for 30. That feels about right. 34 for Dorian Finney-Smith. 23 for Maxi Kleber. That seems about right. Never trust him. 18 for JaVale. He's just playing a little bit less than I was expecting, so I'm going to take him down to 15. Although, kind of puts me in a situation where I definitely won't get JaVale, so I am going to leave him in for 18. 5, 10, 15, 17 for JaVale. That'll get me 6 over to Facundo Campazzo now. And I think we're good. Or do I want to try to get a 27th minute to Christian Wood? He just doesn't appear to be playing. I'm going to free up 2 more minutes. I'm going to get a 27th minute to Christian Wood and a 24th minute to Maxi Kleber. I think Dallas looks fine. I don't really have any other rates I want to change or anything like that. Just out of curiosity, since they played 3 games, I do want to take a look at everybody's usage rate. Just because there's no Jalen Brunson now. And I think that Christian Wood basically becomes Jalen Brunson from any sort of usage discussion. So it's sort of like a 1-to-1 split, but where it comes from is a little different. So just want to touch on Luka. 100 minutes, 40% usage so far. I'm going to just leave him at 36. I don't think that I can go to 40. Dinwiddie's been at 23. Maybe I'll give him that extra hook. Christian Wood, in the 79 minutes he's played, has a 33% usage rate. I can only bump that up so high because he's not going to maintain that. Oh, that's not the direction I wanted to scroll. Okay, there we go. I should probably just grab every rate since we have time. 2, 4, 6, 8. Wow. So what a team. What a weird team in that. Why does that keep happening? Oh, I know why that keeps happening. There we go. So if I wanted to grab the top 10 guys in minutes played so far for this Dallas Mavericks team, Facundo Campazzo actually makes that list. That's crazy. For a guy that didn't play in the first 2 games and only played 13 minutes. It's kind of nuts. Fidel, good work. Lend me some money. All right. We've got all the rates here for Dallas now. I can't go too much higher on Christian Wood there. Luka's assist rate still at 11. So that looks fine. No, Dinwiddie's at 5.5. That's really interesting to me, given that no one else is really doing it. But I'm going to take that legitimately and cut that down quite a bit. Christian Wood rebounding like normal. Luka Doncic rebounding a little bit less than normal. Knock that down a bit. I think we're pretty well good, though, for everybody else. So that's going to be Dallas. Let's take a look at Brooklyn now. Brooklyn on the back-to-back. Obviously didn't go well yesterday against Milwaukee. I assume we're getting the same thing, but like obviously we don't have an injury report or anything. I'm just going to leave everybody in. Would I be surprised if Ben Simmons or Kyrie or Kevin Durant, one of these guys, missed? I mean, Simmons would be the most likely guy here. I'd be shocked if Kyrie sat. I don't get the sense Durant would sit. But I don't really have a good feel here. So 36 minutes for Kyrie, 36 minutes for KD. Royce O'Neal, I got in for 35. That's just going to be able to be fine. Ben Simmons did play 34.5 minutes yesterday. That's the most that he's played so far. I got him in for 31 today. Should probably be 32, if we're being honest. Claxton, minutes fell back down. He had been up in the 30s the previous 2 games. Were one of those OTs? Felt like it was. No, guess I'm wrong. I'm going to keep Claxton in at 29. Doesn't appear to be Day'Ron Sharp's minutes, that's for sure. I'm going to take him down to 16. Sideman, Sumner, and Yuta Watanabe both play small rotations. Those are the guys that I have getting those kind of minutes. Joe Harris only played 20 minutes. Take him back down to 23. Otherwise, I think we're all right here. I think that's the rotation for this Brooklyn Nets team. Oh, I'm way too high. We got to take that to 8. We got to take that to 7. Now we're at 240. All right, game 1. Dallas. Nice work. 5th in the piggyback, man. That's tough. That's a big contest. Congrats. All right, not a lot to like for Dallas. Man, this I would have thought this looked a lot better. Now, obviously, like Luka's 12K on DraftKings, 12K on FanDuel. That's no joke. That's a heavy, heavy price tag on a 4-game slate. He looks good, but you kind of need him to be like one of the 2 biggest raw point scorers for the day for that to work out. Not a lot of priorities here for Dallas. Dinwiddie's 5K on FanDuel. I think that's fine. That's the best option that I see, but there's not a lot here on Dallas, and there should be. On the Brooklyn side, yeah, I definitely like Brooklyn a little bit more. I mean, Ben Simmons, probably the guy that I like the most. 5,800 on FanDuel. 6,400 on DraftKings is still fine. You've got the good positional designation. Durant and Irving are both okay. Royce O'Neal is playable on DraftKings. Nick Claxton looks okay on DraftKings, not as good on FanDuel. That is not as interesting of a matchup as I was expecting. That's kind of a shame. Kind of a shame. Let's see. We've got 136 people in here, 55 likes. We do tend to have a smaller crew on days where the games are lighter, and Thursday night football tonight. So let's see. I had Stephen Leibowitz wants to know how often does Luka hit a boom. I have it at 16% on DraftKings, 14% on FanDuel. All right, game 2. Just did this one. Clippers and Oklahoma City Thunder. Now, for the Clippers, Paul George is questionable. We still have no Kawhi Leonard, no Marcus Morris, which is kind of interesting to me. I definitely want to bump up Ivica Zubac's minutes. I'm sure he won't play them now. I regret not giving them the minutes 2 nights ago. That was a giant mistake on my part. I'm going to take him up to 28. Actually, no, I'm not going to take him to 20. I'm going to take him to 30. He's going to pop like crazy now, which is going to be really annoying. But so let's move forward here. I think I need to assume that Paul George plays. It was a non-COVID illness. So I'm going to take this entire rotation away and try to rebuild it. But I'm going to assume Ivica Zubac plays this game like a standard center. The same way that I thought he was going to do it 2 days ago and didn't do shit about it. Let's look at that rotation. So they started Reggie Jackson, Terrence Mann, Norm Powell, Nick Batum, Ivica Zubac. So I'm going to start Reggie Jackson again. I'm going to give Reggie Jackson 27 minutes. 26 minutes. I'm going to give John Wall. I'm going to go 27-21. Next. I think. Oof. Do they start? I think Norm Powell stays in the starting lineup, but Terrence Mann would leave it. So I'm going to give Norm Powell 30 minutes, 29 minutes, 29 minutes. I'm going to give Paul George his standard 35. I'm going to assume it's Batum again. No reason not to. Played 18 minutes. Don't know how many minutes he's ever going to fall into. Seems to be more of a Kawhi. He's not even like a Kawhi bench guy. I don't like. Batum played his first rotation. He just didn't play in the fourth. I mean, like it wasn't going well. But I mean, maybe they try to change it up just because they lost. I'll go 20 to Batum, and then the rest of this should fill in pretty easily. I think Robert Covington ends up being the backup center. He was mostly the backup center. I mean, who was playing center when in that stretch? So that would have been Reggie Jackson, Terrence Mann, Nick Batum, Kennard Coffey. So I guess they did some like Batum at the 5 minutes, which is kind of wild. I'm just going to say that Covington gets 20 minutes as well. Got the point guard spot locked down, so that's pretty easy. This is just like a really small team. I mean, Paul George is really going to be playing the 4 today for quite a bit of time. He is one of the bigger dudes on the team, which is kind of weird to think about. Luke Kennard 25 minutes seems about right. And then I've got 2 guys left in this rotation. I think that's just going to be Amir Coffey and Terrence Mann. I'm going to lean more. I mean, they both played like 25 minutes in this last one, but assuming Paul George comes back, it's going to be Mann before Coffey. So I'm going to go like 19 minutes to Mann, 14 minutes to Coffey. Now, we do need to grab rates for this team. It's going to be a little tricky, but at the very least, we do know what Paul George looks like on the floor with no Kawhi. So we do have a bigger sample. So I'm going to say that it's games where Paul George plays and then I'm going to say Kawhi Leonard off, Marcus Morris off, let's see what that sample looks like. Okay, so let's look at the minutes here. Paul George played 770 minutes without those guys. The other guys that have played a ton are Terrence Mann, Luke Kennard. Maybe I need to give Terrence Mann a couple more minutes. Maybe Terrence Mann continues to start there over Norm Powell. Let me look at something quickly. I want to look at the rotations for the previous games for Norm Powell. That was bench, right? Okay, so opening night against... Okay, so Norm Powell started every game. For some reason, I had him coming off the bench. No, Terrence Mann's going to come off the bench then. I feel right about this. I don't really have any other changes that I want to make, so we need to just look at usage rates here. And first things first. You'll see it quickly here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 to Justice Winslow. I really should include Robert Covington, but I don't think he matters. Big time usage rate on Paul George. In the 768 minutes that Paul George has played with no Marcus Morris and no Kawhi Leonard on the floor, he's got a 36% usage rate. That is no joke for today, and it's making me think he's going to project very, very well. There's assist rates and rebounding rates. So, I don't want to go to 36 on Paul George, but I mean, he's normally a 30% usage guy. I'm going to go to 34.5. Reggie Jackson gets to 26%. Now, I definitely see a scenario where that doesn't get as high because of Norm Powell. But Norm Powell's only played 55 minutes so far. So it's hard for me to say how much it's going to be. In the 55 minutes that Norm Powell has played, he's got a 27% usage rate. So, like, Reggie Jackson's is going to come down. I'm going to take Norm Powell to 25.5. And I'm going to leave Reggie Jackson at 25 as well. That's going to basically take all of the usage away from everybody. But you can see Mann 15, Kennard 16, Zubats 14, Batum 12, Coffey 12. Like, nobody else touches the ball in these cases. So I'm going to move forward with that, with only Paul George, Reggie Jackson, and Norm Powell being the guys that like really soak up usage. That makes sense to me. Paul George's assist rate is pretty standard. Reggie Jackson's assist rate definitely goes down a bit. Norm Powell, I can't even reference his assist rate. He doesn't really do anything in that regard. Paul George, rebounding stays the same. Zubats' rebounding stays the same. I don't really have any rebounding rates to change. I kind of like that Clippers rotation. But if we want to go to things that we don't like, no Josh Giddey, no Jalen Williams for OKC. I'm going to go with the same sort of plan that the Oklahoma City Thunder went with the last time. They won the game. Why they would make any changes is beyond me. So I'm going to cut this entire rotation too so I can do it a little bit cleaner. For OKC, we got Trey Mann starting at point guard, playing 36 minutes. I'm going to give him 34. That's what I expected before. Shea has played 36 minutes in each competitive game. I'm going to give him 35. That's pretty easy. Aaron Wiggins started at... Isn't Aaron Wiggins a guard? 6'4". So Trey Mann, Shea, Wiggins. So Dort was the 4, I guess. All right, so Aaron Wiggins started. Did he get into foul trouble? No, not there. Not there. He just came out in the second quarter, and they went to Mike Muscala and everybody else. They played a normal rotation in the second half and got 28 minutes. I'm going to give him 26. I mean, it could just as easily be 34. I don't know why he pulled that second rotation. But we're going to get Wiggins in there for 26. Should allow me to give Dort 26 minutes and didn't go. Wow, Lou Dort didn't close. They closed with Mike Muscala, Kenrich Williams, Trey Mann, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and Aaron Wiggins. That's actually really interesting to me that they closed with Muscala. I get why they did it. He's better than the other guys, but I would not have expected that. Did Dort get hurt? Like, why did Dort not close? Did he foul out? No fouls. One foul. 2 fouls. Lou Dort was plus 25 in 25 minutes and didn't close that game, but they closed with Shea and Trey Mann, like with normal closing people. I can't read into that. He's been playing 30 minutes a game. That's really weird. I'm going to give him 30. We saw Jeremiah Robinson Earl play 22 minutes. That's like sort of what he plays every single game. So I'm going to give him 23. Darius Bazley was the first guy off the bench, played 19 minutes. I'm going to give Darius Bazley the 18 minutes that are at the 4 and just walk away. Next 2 guys off the bench were Poku and Ousmane Dieng. So we're going to start moving people around here. We'll start with Dieng, who played 10 minutes. They just went to more Muscala. I'm going to say Dieng plays... I have no reason to suspect he doesn't just play like 10 minutes again. And then Muscala, weird rotation. Allowing him to close is what's really confusing here. I'll say Muscala plays like 15, I guess, since it's there. Poku, who subbed in for Jeremiah Robinson Earl, and was I don't know. Positions don't even count for this team. Poku's been pretty consistently around 17 minutes, so that's what I'm going to give him. So now we're missing Kenrich Williams, and that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 32 minutes left. Okay, so I'm going to have to hand out some extra minutes now, too. Kenrich Williams also, we got to move everybody down some spots. Did Shea and Trey Mann stagger? They did. Okay, so Shea was the clear back. Shea backed up at point guard completely. Anytime Trey Mann left the floor, Shea was on, and vice versa. So they were fully staggered. That's something important for Trey Mann to know, that he's playing as many minutes as he possibly can without Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. So in this case, 12 minutes. Like if Shea's playing 35, then 13 minutes are going to be Trey Mann without Shea. That's really good for his rates. That was a full stagger. So now that does allow me to start moving some of these guys down a peg. Get Aaron Wiggins in there. I'm going to move Bazley here. And Poku there. I got to get Kenrich Williams. Let's see. He played 25 minutes and closed. He's been playing about 20 minutes. I'm going to give him 22. So now I have 9 minutes left over to guys that legitimately played these minutes. That's interesting. Where are we at We hit the 7 o'clock mark. I'm guessing we didn't hit our threshold. We didn't. 185 viewers, 84 likes. If you're here and you haven't hit it yet and we can get us up to 100 likes, that would be great. All right, do I want to hand out any time to like Isaiah Joe? He did get a defensive replacement at the end of the second quarter. I can't touch Trey Mann's minutes. I can't touch Shea's minutes. I guess I can give Aaron Wiggins one more and take him to 27. Feels probably too aggressive, but, you know, they did allow him to close. Baisley, I can't do anything with. Poku, I can't do anything with. JRE, I can't do anything with. I think center looks okay. Dort for 30 is the only one that I could turn into more, but he hasn't done it, so he's only done it once, actually, so I don't have too much to read into there. Maybe I go 31 to Dort, just because I know his price isn't all that appealing. Yeah, Kenrich Williams 22, Darius Baisley 18. Yeah, I don't really have anybody else that I want to change, so I'm gonna just toss these minutes to Isaiah Joe. Rates can all stay the same. I'm happy with that. So let's take a look at this game now. Debate me. Welcome. Everyone hates Chris. Morning. It's a good show, guys. We're here. This is a more fun game. All right. So assuming Paul George plays, which is clearly a big piece of information. If he doesn't, we obviously know what to do here, but assuming Paul George plays, 9,400 on DraftKings, 9K on FanDuel, looks great. Norm Powell, 3,900 again on FanDuel. We're doing the Norm Powell experience. I'm absolutely going to Norm Powell. Norm Powell so far this season is scoring 0.45 FanDuel points per minute. 0.45. That is quite poor. Quite poor. Norm Powell, where is he hiding here? Norman Powell. He's got a, no, that can't be right. He can't have a 56% true shooting right now. It's not possible. He couldn't have 0.45 fantasy points if he's 56% true shooting. What is Norm Powell's true shooting right now? It has to be so piss poor. True shooting, hide partial rows. Yeah, 33.5% for Norm Powell. Negative 2.5. Not that I look at PER ever, but negative 2.5 is hilarious. He just can't make a shot. He just legitimately cannot make a shot. Wow. That is crazy. Norm Powell is shooting 8% from 3. He's 8% from 3. 1 for 12? 1 for 12. He's not even taking them. They're just not going in. 10 of 37 from the field. 9 of 25 from 2. Whew. And yet, he's very, very clearly the best FanDuel play today. Zubats and Reggie Jackson both look good. I think Kennard looks all right. Not too much else that I would be looking at. So let's look at the OKC side. For the Thunder, Shea looked incredible on DraftKings at 9,300. That's the preferred pay-up option. I'd be surprised if we see somebody better than that. He's a beast with Giddey off the floor. I got him at 1.4 fantasy points per minute. Just play all of the Shea on DraftKings. He's a good play on FanDuel, but he's 10-3. He's priced appropriately. Trey Mann would be the other guy that you should get to. 5,600 on DK, 5,400 on FanDuel. Dort is priced appropriately. Aaron Wiggins, 3,900 is a value option on DraftKings. 4,400 on FanDuel is not that appealing. OKC doesn't look all that good outside of Shea and Trey Mann. 2 games down. 2 to go. Do we get to that 100? Sure did. You guys are the absolute best. I love having you guys here. Let's go Miami, Golden State. Miami on the back-to-back here. Who the hell did Miami play yesterday? Why can't I remember that? Oh, Portland. Yeah. Okay, so they're in Portland, going to San Fran. Okay, that makes sense. So for Miami, back-to-back, I'm just going to assume same rotation as yesterday. I don't totally know how to make that change. Like, they just... Let me look at the rotations. See if there was anything interesting. If I can. I can. Ooh, Udonis Haslem played yesterday. Shout out to the old man. Udonis Haslem got 2.3 minutes. That's fun. Okay, so Bam and Caleb Martin staggered yesterday, which is interesting. And then they went to... Jovic played, which is also interesting. And they went to... Wait, Butler... So they went to Jovic at the 5 against Portland with Yusuf Nurkic as the other 5. They went on a 13-3 run while that happened. That's kind of wild. That's a really interesting stagger. I mean, you know, Lowry would have played his normal run if that one's competitive. I mean, they all lost out on blowout run because this shit was over like 6-7 minutes to go. They brought in Jovic, Drew Smith, and Haywood Highsmith to like close this one out. I'm not projecting Jovic in yet because for some reason I didn't add his birthday to my list, but by the time the end of the day gets here, I am going to have Nikola Jovic in this rotation. 34 for Lowry seems right. I mean, all of these seem right to me. Did we get any new changes to Bam Adebayo's usage rate? Because that's really the piece that's killing me. Where's Bam Adebayo? Bam Adebayo, good. Just this year. Bam Adebayo usage rate. Why is this not working? Oh, there we go. All right. 22.4% usage rate for Bam. Okay, so I feel fine there. Jimmy's at 25. That feels fine. Tyler Hero's at 25. That feels fine. Lowry is at 17. That feels fine. I don't have changes that I want to make here. I really don't. Other than just giving Jovic some minutes in a bit. I think that's fine. Should I just add... I mean, he's just not going to project well, so I don't really care. I'm going to move 7 minutes off of Dwayne Dedmon and just throw them onto Haslem for right now, just to remind me to put Jovic in later. But it doesn't affect projections. And we'll go to Golden State, who I assume is the same as usual as well. Like, no Dante DiVincenzo, no Andre Iguodala, but I don't really have like rotational changes that I want to make for Golden State. We know what they're doing. We've seen them play multiple times. I got Steph in for 34, assuming it's competitive. I got Wiggins in for 33, assuming it's competitive. Jordan Poole plays 28 minutes a game every single game. Draymond up to 29 now. Gonna have to start grabbing some extra minutes for him. I think Draymond is just set to start playing 30 minutes a game now. Be aware of that. Clay, I got in for 28. That feels a little healthy. What was he on pace to play before he got the gate? So that would have been Golden State. Oh, man. That was also a giant blowout in the second half. All right, so Clay, normal rotation. First half, Clay played 13 minutes, which means that he would have been on pace for like 26. 1 minute away from him. Moses Moody obviously played a little bit more once he got the gate. I think we're all right here. Ty Jerome also playing now for this team. Should go ahead and get him added to the list. Apparently, I already have him on a team. We'll deal with that in a bit. I mean, this is Golden State. This one, shouldn't look like a very good game. And 2, oh, man, we do like it, and we like it a lot. So Miami, Butler, Lowry, Hero, Bam. All 4 of them, both sites. Hero, not so much on FanDuel at 7,500, but I mean, Butler for 8,100 on FanDuel. Kyle Lowry's 5,100 on FanDuel. Bam is 7K, gives you the power forward. Caleb Martin is 4,100 on FanDuel. That looks good. Max Strus is viable on both sites just because it's a 4-gamer. I really like Miami. That I don't like that I like them, but I like them. That's not a good feeling against Golden State. On the Warriors side, no real priorities, but they actually look a little bit better than I was expecting. 9,900 for Steph, 5,700 for Draymond, 5,900 for Poole. They don't look as good on FanDuel as they do on DraftKings, but Golden State looks a little bit better. Let's look at the pivot table list quickly, just to get an idea of where we really do stand. 1, 2, 3. So you guys can see the relativity of everybody. All right, so let me add that the coloring here for the FanDuel table as well. All right, so FanDuel very clearly is Norm Powell at the top. I mean, Bam's just killing me. I don't know what to do with him. I really, truly don't. Like, Bam... Oh, man. What's Bam's true shooting? Like, why? What's happening to Bam Adebayo this year? And should I care? Okay, so Bam is shooting quite a bit worse from the field than he normally does. But he's shooting 86% from the line, which is interesting. He's taking less 2s, but not by anything crazy. I think his shot's just not going in. Less rebounds is a problem to me. He's at 3 less rebounds per 100 possessions. I do think that stands out a bit. He's turning the ball over more, too. True shooting for Bam so far, 55%. That's just not going to be what happens for him, for a guy that spends so much time near the rim. Do I have a shot distance thing? Okay. So, all right, that's very interesting. So, Bam doesn't appear to be getting to the rim as frequently. And he's settling a bit more for like 10 to 16 footers. 25% of his shots are from the mid-range. And he's increased his floater range shots. His shots from 0 to 3 feet have gone from 40% of the time to 30% of the time. I would have expected that to be better for him now, because there's like, the spacing is in theory better. You have Hero out there more frequently. I mean, Caleb Martin and PJ Tucker are, you know, you can go either direction there. That's really, I'm really curious as to why he's not. I mean, here's the real thing. His average shot distance last year was 7 feet. It was 7.6 the year before. It's 8.7 this year. If he's just going to be playing in the mid-range a little bit more, he's just going to be less efficient. He just is. I'm going to knock his rebounding rate down just a hair. And his usage just a hair. He's still going to look good, but I'm a little nervous about Bam right now. I don't know if it's just schematics. I think he might be playing a little bit differently, and I don't think it's maximizing him. Coffee's almost gone, which is kind of a bummer. All right, buckle up, guys. Are you ready? Are you ready? The Memphis Grizzlies are 3.5-point favorites in Sacramento. The late night hammer for tonight has a 236 total. This game is going to be a track meet, folks. This is just going to be truly crazy. if Mike Brown lets this team get out and run, it's going to be really wild. So far this season, Sacramento 22nd in defense. I think that's pretty appealing. Where is Memphis hiding? Memphis, so far this season. Now, I don't want to look into this, but they're dead last in defense. They have now passed Brooklyn and Detroit. There's just going to be so much scoring here. Now, as we look at the Memphis Grizzlies side, no Jaren Jackson, no Zaire Williams, Q tag on John Conchar, but this is just the Grizzlies now. We know this team. We got Morant's minutes in. We got Baines minutes in. We've got Santi Aldama's minutes in. We've got Steven Adams minutes in. Everything looks good there. Brandon Clark probably playing a little bit less. I'm going to take 2 minutes away from him. Dylan Brooks came back and played 24 minutes. I'm not going to give him 24 minutes. I have him at 28 now. That's going to have to be fine. Laravia and Roddy played a little bit less than they had been playing. Jones in for 24 seems fine. Conchar played 26. We're going to do that, and that. Memphis is really easy. They seem to have a pretty normal rotation now. And then we get to Sacramento. For the Kings, this is a team I feel like I haven't even talked about the Kings yet. Like, they've just been on weekend slates or slates where, like, I don't talk about it. I can't picture saying Donovan Mitchell's name or like Sabonis's name. When have they played their games? So they played. Okay, so yeah, that's wild. So that makes sense to me. They played the second night of the season, which clearly makes sense. Like, everybody played, and I talked about that. But then they played on Saturday and Sunday, the 22nd and the 23rd. So I actually have not talked about the Kings, really. Then they had 3 days off for reasons that make no sense at all. So yeah, I really just haven't talked about the Kings. I knew that felt weird. Like, I probably have to go through this entire rotation. But Sacramento. I don't know who played for them on Saturday and Sunday this weekend. All right, so for the Kings, Keegan Murray is going to be starting. So let's think this through. De'Aaron Fox, I have in for 34 minutes. That seems fine. I'm going to go 35. Davion Mitchell has not been playing as much, so I'm just going to leave the backup run there. I'm going to take out all the non-starters. Rashawn Holmes and Sabonis, I assume, are going to just split the center minutes. That's just going to be what they do. Yeah. Okay. So that piece is easy as well. We got Harry Barnes in for 34. I think that's what they're going to do in competitive games. I'll take it to 33. Keegan Murray played 33 and 38 in both of those games over the weekend. I think he's just here to stay. There's 34 minutes for Keegan Murray. Kevin Huerter is just going to be a 30-minute-a-game guy. I guess we're going to lose the KZ Okpala experience. Basically didn't play this last time out. I think that one ended pretty quickly, as it should. So I'm going to move. Let's take KZ Okpala's minutes out of there. Let's say Murray plays a little bit more there. We get him to 19. We're going to give Terrence Davis 16 minutes. We're going to give Malik Monk stepping in. I got to look at this rotation from Sunday. So that's the 23rd. Sacramento, Golden State, 5-point game too. Sacramento closed with Fox, Huerter, Murray, Monk, Metu. Yeah, obviously that's one to pay attention to. I mean, Domantas Sabonis was a very clear Domantas Sabonis game against Golden State, minus 25. Just getting beat like a drum defensively. That's why he's not that good. Anyway, just throwing that out there. Okay, so yeah, Monk is just gonna play like a bunch of minutes, right? At 24 at a minimum, 22 at a minimum. Give 20 minutes to Monk. And then I have one more guy for the rotation. Who is it? I guess it's Metu. I mean, if they closed with Chimezie Metu, just gonna give him time. Why the hell not? 9 minutes for Metu. 2 more minutes for Davion Mitchell. We'll go 4 minutes for Davion Mitchell. Yeah, that looks good to me. Did Keegan Murray have a big usage rate over the weekend? It's really the only thing we don't know. Played in game, De'Aaron Fox. Usage rates so far for this team. Fox is at 33%. Bump him up a bit. Kevin Huerter doesn't matter for this exercise. Sabonis, 22%. Take him down a bit. Keegan Murray in the 71 minutes he's played, 17% usage rate. Gonna bring that down a bit. Harry Barnes is at 14. That's kind of crazy. I think we're all right here, though. That's the Sacramento side. Let's look at this game. Alrighty. There's just so much to like on Memphis because of this matchup. Nobody, like, the main priority might actually be Steven Adams. Dylan Brooks is 5K on FanDuel. I think that's viable. But Morant, Bane, Aldama, Brooks, Adams, Conchar, if he plays, Tyus Jones, all very, very, very viable today. I don't love Bane's price for 7,400 on FanDuel, especially with Brooks back. Ja's probably too expensive given some of the other prices we saw. Memphis feels more like filler to me. And then on the Sacramento side, whoo, boy, they look good. De'Aaron Fox, 8,700 on DraftKings, 8,800 on FanDuel. Really nice play. Domantas Sabonis for 8,200 on DK might be the best DraftKings play for today. That's clearly not what anybody in the world wants. Keegan Murray looks really good at 5,500 and 5,200. I think Harrison Barnes is all right at 5,100 and 4,800, but if Harrison Barnes is really just not going to be a part of the offense, it's a little bit unappealing. Kevin Huerter looks okay, 4,900 on DraftKings. Sacramento looks tasty. But what we really need to do is just run some crunches and figure out how this actually looks. So let's do that now. While everybody is still here, thank you for being here. We've been going about an hour at this point. 230-something people, 125 likes. Love to see it. Love to see it. All right, let's run our crunches. Yeah, Sabonis on DraftKings. That's a great price. No matter what I say about him, I think he sucks defensively. Clearly an offensive talent, double-double machine. I mean, he's probably set for... What do I have him projected for? Yeah, 20 points and 13 rebounds. That should be good. Just imagine if it was a faster team that didn't have a bruising center. All right, we'll start on the FanDuel side. I don't have a great feel for what this is going to look like outside of where the value options are. I don't know how Luka is going to shake out given that salary. Gang Green, morning. All right, optimal lineup on FanDuel. Wait, what? I'm on FanDuel, right? No salaries? I don't think I could run this crunch. I can't run this crunch. We don't have salaries loaded to FanDuel. Sorry, guys. Not going to be able to run the FanDuel crunch, unfortunately. That complicates matters. DraftKings, on the other hand, we can run. So, let's grab our DraftKings projections instead. Maybe that problem will fix itself shortly. All right, DK optimal. This one will work. We've got 273.07. So optimal lineup by 0.4 fantasy points. Trey Mann, Aaron Wiggins, Ben Simmons, Keegan Murray, Steven Adams, Shea, Draymond, Sabonis. I mean, that makes sense to me. Shea was always going to be there. Sabonis was going to be there. Really limits your ability to pay up to anything else after that. No Golden State Warriors on that other than Draymond. I like that quite a bit. Eric, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. Says, thank you, Josh. Love this show. Good luck today, everybody. All right, let's look at power rankings on DraftKings. Had more coffee. So good. Keegan Murray flirting with that top spot, along with Shea and Domantas Sabonis. They look like the top three here on DraftKings. Fun to see. All right, my phone is fully charged. That's good. Let us also charge the watch, at least for a little bit. Yeah, we've got a pretty clear top three on DraftKings of Keegan Murray, Domantas Sabonis, and Shea. I don't know who's going to end up shaking out here. Seems like it's going to be Murray, but him and Sabonis are bouncing back and forth. The problem is Sabonis just can only be in that center spot. After that, it's Harrison Barnes, which I'm probably going to have to rotate or adjust Harrison Barnes' rates down a bit. Murray, Sabonis, Shea, Barnes, Kyle Lowry, Trey Mann, Jimmy Butler, Dylan Brooks, Ben Simmons, Bam Adebayo, Santi Aldama, Paul George. That's a scary set of names. I can't lie there. I don't love seeing Harrison Barnes' name there. He has been not good. He took one shot in 21 minutes. That's pretty bad. He has not been good. That's going to be a tough sell. It's going to be a really tough sell. I might have to take a minute away from him right now just so that crunch doesn't show up like that again. I can't have that. I'm going to take him down to 33 minutes just so that doesn't happen again. That'll be a little bit better. I wish that I could run FanDuel, guys. Sorry. Nothing that I can do. I'll put in the request, see if I can get this thing updated, but unless that was just a weird quirk for when I clicked on it. No, salaries are all wonky. Here's what I'll do. Let's try this. I think I could fix this on my own. So let's go ahead, add a column called $signs. And then I will, wait, my projections are already up, right? Yeah, so then we can come over to my upload sheet. I'm gonna grab this, put that there. Oh, that's not it. All right, there we go. So we got the range. Blank, blank, blank. And then we're gonna grab salary. That's not the right table. Depth chart. His player, right? His name, okay. Depth chart. I'm going to add the salaries myself. Run this crunch. Boom. There we go. Take that. add it here. Perfect. Upload. Advanced options. That's not going to matter. So then we want to set my data. Oh, I got to refresh this. I actually think this is going to work. I don't know if it's going to work, but I think it's going to work. So what we want to do is set $, maximum 60K. Does this work? It feels like it's right? Like if I add in my $ column, 59.9. Yeah, I think this works. So optimal lineup on FanDuel, 328.02 by like a 1.5. Simmons, Lowry, Shea, PG, Keegan Murray, Norm Powell, Butler, Adebayo, Adams. I actually really like that lineup. I mean, guys scare me here, but I think it looks pretty good. And it makes sense from like a projection standpoint. 59.9, 59.8, 60K, 60K, 59.7. It's working as intended. So we fixed the problem there. We got salary added in. So now we can run a power rankings crunch. There we go, guys. Look, when life hands you lemons, you make lemonade. That's all you got to do. Power rankings crunch. I mean, Norm's a no-brainer in the optimal. There's no way around that. He's going to be the most owned guy on FanDuel today. Especially if Paul George ends up out. Julian, Luka Doncic is 12K today. That is a tough sell for an optimal lineup on a 4-gamer. All right, looking like Bam Adebayo at the top of this list. I don't... People are going to shit all over that one. I can't stop it. Paul George, number 2. Jimmy Butler, number 3. Ben Simmons, number 4. Sabonis, 5. Powell, Lowry, Doncic, Shea, Keegan Murray. It's not the most appealing thing in the world. I'm not going to lie, folks. This is going to be an unpopular contenders series today. But we got our crunches in. We got what we needed to do. If there's no salaries, it doesn't matter. We'll put in the salaries ourselves. 4-game slate in the books. 242 people, 150 likes. Just the best crew. No one better in the industry than the people that watch the process show. So thank you for that. Let's go wide again. Another one in the books. Tomorrow, we're going to be putting in quite a shift. We're going to have the hard out at 8 o'clock so that I can leave for the gym. But otherwise, we're going to do 90 minutes breaking down all 11 games. That's a big one. I am on tomorrow's schedule, same as today's for me. No strategy show tomorrow. I am on the deeper dive. But that is it, I think. Yeah, get some rest for tomorrow morning. Yeah, I'm going to. I gotta record contenders, go to the dentist, and then when I get back from the dentist, I'm gonna take myself the old napski. So thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it a ton. You guys are the greatest people that ever watch a show. Enjoy the rest of your day. I hope you guys have some good luck. I'm gonna talk to you guys later. This was The Process.